We're only 2 months into 2024 and we already have a top 10 dramas of the year. And this one's going to rank pretty high up there because it has a little bit of politics involved. It has a little bit of tragedy involved. It has a whole lot of power trip involved, both figuratively and literally in the form of the band. Hey, how's it going? My name is Dan Frampton. Thank you so much for kicking back with me here today. If you like what you see around these parts, like the video to get it boosted, subscribe if it's your first time here, and hey, even join the channel to become a member of the secret society. You know, the Escuela Grind treatment. So yeah, today we're talking about the power trip situation, and it is heartbreaking to say the least. A little bit disappointing, and I can see how it's making a whole bunch of people very angry. But I'm going to refrain from name calling. I'm not going to get all uppity about this situation right now. I'm going to lay it all out, what's going on here, and try to give my opinion in the least dramatic way. We're talking about Power Trip. Now, if you're not familiar with Power Trip, they are actually pretty big. If you see this poster over here for the No Values tour that's going down this year, every big name in punk rock basically is on this bill, and it's all going down in one day. And Power Trip is on this bill, and they're not down here near the bottom. No, they're listed right below Iggy Pop, right beside the Dillinger Escape Plan and The Damned. This band has a lot of notoriety, and not to mention, this is a big reunion for them because they had to disband in 2020 because of a tragedy. And I can empathize with the tragedy that they went through because they lost a member of their band, the lead singer, Riley Gale. Fentanyl overdose, absolutely tragic. And now, in his name, 4 years later, they're coming back, they're doing a thing, and everybody was ecstatic, super stoked about this whole thing until some drama went down. Their guitar player, whose last name ironically is Ibanez, had a pretty reactionary moment that kind of snowballed. Here it is, right here. Now the post is unavailable to which he responded to, but it's coming to just like a member of the Texas punk hardcore scene, and you know that it revolves around the whole Palestine thing going on right now. And Blake Ibanez, the guitar player for Power Trip, called him this word right here. Pretty reactionary, pretty irrational, pretty emotional, and also very telling. And the person that Blake called that also went onto their stories to say this. And this is the post in question right here. I'm not going to read it word for word right now because I am going to be getting into something that I will be reading word for word. And this basically just says that you got to keep Zionism out of the scene. It's basically calling for everybody to call out Blake for this behavior, and if Power Trip is gonna play, they need to have a Palestine flag up, and it needs to be accompanied with an anti-Zionist speech. So I know that this is a very sensitive topic, and when this stuff starts to come out and people are reacting on both sides, it's gonna snowball, and it has definitely snowballed to the point where Blake is getting so much backlash over this. Now, if these are the beliefs that you have, yeah, sure, I disagree with it, and I don't think you can call people that T word. Just because you disagree with them ideologically doesn't mean there's no place for you, Blake. It's just not the punk scene. It's just not the hardcore scene. If these are the feelings that you have, if this is how you're going to react, there's a whole bunch of other people for you. There's a lot of red state festivals that you could play. You could get into those butt rock circles. Many metal bands have fans with your sorts of beliefs, and you could find them. Stop lying to yourself and stop lying to us. Now, I will say what Blake did here, calling this guy that T word that I don't want to say on YouTube because it's going to get my video taken down. All right, calling him this sort of thing definitely warrants an apology for sure. So Blake hit us with an apology, but the comments are turned off, so take from that what you will. I say that's actually kind of pathetic, especially on an accountability post. If you're taking accountability, the least you could do is leave the comments on to start a discussion. This is already off to a bad start. He goes on to say, "Hey everyone, first and foremost, the most important thing about what I'm about to say is free Palestine and permanent ceasefire now. I wanted to take a moment to address the claims that have been made about my beliefs on Israel and Zionism and my actions following October 7th. I grew up in a Jewish household in Dallas and have had family and friends living in Israel, a place I have visited before. As the events of October 7th unfolded, a person who I don't know responded to something I had reposted regarding the severity of the attacks in Israel. In my emotional state, it felt antagonizing, and I responded by calling them a word that I should not have. What are all these commas and ands and buts? Just use a period. Make this easy to read. Why is this impossible? Let me fix this for you. I can't speak to other people's experiences. Period. I understand how much weight words can hold. Period. In that moment, I know it must have felt hurtful, dismissive, and disappointing to see me say that. Period. There. Fixed. I have since reached out to the individual to apologize directly, but want to do so publicly here too. I apologize for any pain, anger, or confusion that my post may have caused to my friends that follow me or fans of my bands that follow me. I realize that I have a platform, and ideally I would like to use it for amplifying worthy causes and beliefs. On that day, I failed, and I'm truly sorry. If you want to amplify worthy causes and beliefs, ones that you feel in your heart, like I said, there are a whole bunch of red state butt rockers that would support you. I have learned a lot since then and understand that it is entirely possible to care about the well-being of my family and friends and also support a free Palestine. Duh. It's like, I love my family, but keep oppressing those people because of how much I love my family. How does that make sense to your brain? I'm glad that it doesn't anymore, I guess. I have never endorsed the actions in response to what occurred that day in Israel, and I have never been in support of the occupation. I once again deeply hope for an immediate ceasefire and for the safety and freedom of all Palestinians. I really do want to believe you, old Blake Ibanez, but with the comments turned off and the quickness in which you called that guy that T-word, I'm hesitant to believe that you're genuine here. And another one of the bands that you're in, they're called Fugitive, right? I heard that you took the stage the other day and there was a Palestinian flag on display, which you took down before you played. I appreciate the knowledge I have gained throughout this experience, and I am eager to do whatever I can to earn back the trust of those that I have let down. I have always been proud of what my bands stand for. In that moment, however, I let my bandmates down. What I posted from my personal account in no way reflects their personal views or those of the band as a whole. It is nothing that we have ever collectively or individually stood for. It is easy for a band's message to get blurred as they grow and move into different scenes. But Power Trip have never wavered in championing the rights of the oppressed. That was true then, and it's true now. Once again, I am truly sorry for the mistake I made. If anyone has more questions or concerns about it, I am here to talk and continue to learn. I appreciate the high standard that the community I am a part of holds itself to, and will strive to hold myself to the same standard always as well. Blake. Oh, is that right? So yeah, I know I might have taken a little bit of a sarcastic tone when discussing this apology. It's because it does just seem like a bunch of lip service, and right now, that's all it is, especially with the comments turned off. Now it's time for action. Now Blake needs to prove that whatever he was trying to say in that apology comes to fruition through actions and behaviors. Because you can say something all you want, it doesn't make it true. Like, this sequence of events can happen. What do you mean red cups? I've never seen a red cup before in my life. My scene is built on the trust and values of blue cups. Do you think that I would even be caught within range or vicinity of a red cup? Free blue cups. So even though the comments are turned off, the sentiment on Twitter and in people's stories here seems to be this isn't quite good enough. Then of course there's also people saying like, oh, people are overreacting, making more out of this, blah, 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 blah. So I guess you won't be able to go to this comment section to have that discussion, but feel free to let her rip down there in my comment section. Okay, I'm gonna get out of here right now. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. If you enjoyed this video and you want to catch up with all the hardcore and punk rock drama throughout the year, maybe check out these videos over here. Okay, see you later.